What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Adam. I'm here visiting my friend Mike, and he has a pretty crazy collection of supercars and hypercars, and today we're going to go out on a little video shoot and a photo shoot during this nice Super Bowl Sunday. So we're going to be taking two cars out today. We have the Mansory Kit Aventador Roadster. This thing has a ton of upgrades, like over $100,000 worth of Mansory pieces, including the front and rear. I'll show you that more once we get to the photo spot. And of course, we have the Koenigsegg Agera R. So I'll be in this car for a little bit at least and get some good ride-along footage for you guys. Pretty sexy indeed. And how could we forget the Pagani Huayra BC and the Ferrari. Just kidding, that's what it's called in American, the Ferrari. But anyway, guys, these cars we're not taking out today. If you haven't seen my video on the BC and Agera R, definitely go check it out. I'll put the link right here because that one is one to watch. All right, I know you want to see more of the hypercars, and we'll get to that in a minute. But first things first, we need to see the amazing Lego collection. I shit you not, this is an entire room filled with Legos. Here's all the boxes. And we have the center desk. This is the workstation over here. Looks like we got a train going on. This is by far like the biggest Lego collection I think I've ever seen, dude.
GT3RS, dude.
Oh yeah, look, they have the Simpsons.
Anyways, a Lego Enzo.
We have the Disneyland Castle, complete with, look at that, people in the window and stuff. That's crazy, super detailed. On what, the GT3RS?
Yeah.
Tumbler, aircraft carrier. Oh, Enzo, yeah, race car. So I'm about to hop in the Agera R. We're gonna go over to the photo shoot location, and it's gonna be a pretty fun Sunday, guys. I'd rather do this than the Super Bowl. Seeing an Agera R. I would freak out if I was leaving school and I saw this car. Well, I think we found the world's fastest camera car, guys. Carson is hanging out of the Agera R. Look at that. Thank God Koenigseggs have a roofless option. Well, the first part of the shoot is done. Carson was in both the Aventador and the Agera R out of the roof, taking some amazing rolling shots, so be sure to follow Carson right here. He takes great photos. We're gonna go switch the Agera R back for the LaFerrari, so I'm very excited for that. And it's also my first time in a Mansory Aventador Roadster. Check it out, guys. Not many people know, but the LaFerrari actually has an electric mode, as you can not hear. There's no engine going, but the car is moving. Now, this electric mode happens around 5 miles an hour, so if you go like anywhere over 5 miles an hour, the V12 will start up, but this is just convenient for situations like this, where you're rearranging parking. We've got an impromptu entire garage photo shoot going on. So we have Mike's BC, LaFerrari, the Aventador Roadster that we were just out in, and of course the Agera R. So it's pretty cool to see everything out and about. I think out of everything here, I'd probably choose the BC, and then second is the LaFerrari. I love the Agera R, but it's a little bit two-dimensional compared to those two over there. As Carson most observantly pointed out, guys, we have the cornucopia of automotive doors. We have Koenigsegg with the dihedral synchro helix. Say that 10 times fast. And of course, we have the Pagani Huayra with standard butterfly doors. Or sorry, no, the LaFerrari is butterfly. These are gull-wing doors. And then we have the scissor doors. So that's pretty crazy. These are all the styles of doors, basically, on supercars. Well, we did the photo shoot at the spot earlier, and we just shot at Mike's house. It's now time for me to hop in the LaFerrari, and we're gonna finally shoot this car. It's my first time ever in a LaFerrari. I'm pretty much beyond ecstatic. Let's go, baby. Today's kind of funny. We've taken two hypercars, both to the Shell station, LaFerrari right now, and then the Agera R earlier. You may notice there's little gas ports on either side. So that side is filling up with fuel, and this one is actually for the electric pump that goes in. Even though the LaFerrari is a hybrid, it still holds 18 gallons of fuel. So that's a ton of fuel in this little hypercar, guys. The battery doesn't hold everything. Back to our original photo spot. This time we've returned at night with the LaFerrari and the GTR. We're taking some super slow speed shutter photos right now. Carson is in the GTR. So to sum up the LaFerrari experience, let me start with the 918 and the P1. So I've been in a P1 at like 130 plus miles an hour in race mode on the street. That was ridiculously fast, and I had thought that that was the peak until I got into the LaFerrari, guys. Now the 918 is extremely fast for what it is, but I was more so impressed with the corner grip of the 918 than I was the straight line speed. So it does actually feel a bit slower than these, which it's still crazy fast, but I'm talking in terms of hypercars, guys. It's not quite up to the P1 and LaF level. So after the P1 and the 918, I think the LaFerrari was the best one for last. I'm glad I experienced it last because in my opinion, it's the most special and it sounds the best by far. And just the overall experience, like the gear shifts are immediate. Like Koenigsegg needs to research their gearboxes because the LaFerrari feels like an Agera R in a straight line, but with a really, really nice gearbox. They actually made a lot more LaFerraris than they did P1s. So P1s, the initial production run was 375 and maybe around 10 or 15 additional were made from that, which is like the Carbon Series cars, stuff like that. The LaFerrari, they made around 500 coupes and over 200 apertas, so it's quite a lot more common than the P1. But the 918, they made 918, so that's kind of like the common hypercar, if you could say. I think out of every car that Mike has, I'd take the BC first and then the LaFerrari second. The BC, I don't know if you guys saw the video of the interior sound of that car, but it is literally undescribable. It's so good. The inside sound is way more than the LaFerrari. Make sure, guys, follow Mike on Instagram. Here's his Instagram. Give him a follow. He's the owner of all these hypercars, and he's super cool because he's sharing it with Carson and I. So, you know, can't really ask for much more. We have Carson piloting the 900 horsepower GTR. This is Liu's car. He's down taking photos as a natural photographer does. So Carson's going to do a couple flybys for us to show basically a LaFerrari inside a GTR. Alright guys, the photo shoot is finished. We're done at night, so I'm hopping in the 900 horsepower GTR and we're heading back to Mike's house. So that's going to conclude our day with the loft, guys. But last thing we need to do, of course, is plug in the hybrid system. It's funny, my old Fiat e-charger would plug right into this too. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We took out the Agera R and the LaFerrari, and of course, the Aventador Roadster. So it was a pretty fun day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh yeah, and the 900 horsepower GTR. I can't even keep track of how many cars we took out today. So please make sure you guys go follow Mike on Instagram, the super kind owner that shared all of this with us. Give me a follow while you're at it, and I'll see you guys next video.